What pieces did Mammy have hidden in all those trunks and things?
Well, Mother had trunks, and she had this great big huge wooden box that she called a quilt box. And Mother was a great one to save stuff. She had inherited many, many, many beautiful pieces, especially serving pieces of glassware and porcelain. None of which she ever got out and used because she was afraid they would get broken. So once in a great long while, she would open up either her trunks or her quilt box, and she would bring out all of these pretty things. She had, and I now own, a preserve stand that was purchased by great-grandmother Linderman at the 1892 or 4, I forget which it was, Chicago World's Fair. It's called coin glass, and after 3 months, the United States government shut down the booth because they called it a form of counterfeiting. I have seen these pieces exactly like mine at antique shows priced in the range of $1,000 upwards. I know it didn't cost very much because it's only pressed glass, but because of its rarity and the fact that the dates are on the coins that are frosted on this stuff are exact replicas of that year's coins, they're extremely valuable. She also...
Now, which grandmother Allenback?
Grandmother Linderman.
Grandmother Linderman. Ellen.
Ellen Linderman went to the 1890, I can't remember whether it's 2 or 4 World's Fair.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things I had on my list.
Yeah. This is it's not particularly pretty.
It's not, but it's just unique.
It's unique. And 2 of the things I love the most were a green and a blue glass oval dish. Mother called them pickle dishes or sauce dishes. And
those are very small, right? They're like ovals, about that big, yeah.
About this big. And there are 2 of them, and one of them's green and one of them's blue. Those were always wrapped up and put away. And then she had a celery dish that looks like a plate that's been warmed and pulled up on the sides. And it is really quite pretty. That's the top of Cindy's wish list for glassware.
Now these things came from whom?
These things came from Grandmother Linderman.
All of them. Linderman. All of them.
These 3.
The green, 4. The blue, and these 4. Okay. Do we have any that are from the Crouch Turners, or do you know the difference or not?
I have some that I know are from the Crouch family. I have a vinegar cruet that came from the Crouches, but I would have to be looking at the pieces that are in my china closet to be able to tell you which ones are which. Those 4 just come to my memory because I thought they were the prettiest ones she had. She also had a cake plate that was on a stand, and the stand's about that high, and the edge of it is kind of teardrop looking. And I used that.
It's not flat. It's got a bump on the edge.
Edges.
Yeah.
And that came from the Crouch family. And most of the Crocs and things that I have came from the Crouch family. And I gave Lynn a sugar barrel, though, that's in his living room that I know came from great-grandmother Linderman, Helen Linderman.
I have a sugar barrel in my attic.
I may have given you that one. I don't remember.
But I have it still. Because I saw it just the other day after you talked about it with Lynn, and I have a sugar barrel in the attic.
But I gave Cindy, I believe it was a serving tray, and Sue has great-grandmother Linderman's porcelain rolling pin on a special display in her dining room.
And this is Grandmother Allenback's.
This is great-grandmother Linderman. The only thing I have that came
see, when you say grandmother, I always think of Grandmother Allenback because you always called her Grandmother Allenback. So the rolling pin that I have is not Grandmother Allenback, it's Grandmother Linderman's.
It's Grandmother Ellen Linderman.
Okay. Well, I've got to make these little tags to put on things because, yeah.
Well, I had at least 3 things that I knew came from your great-grandmother Ellen Linderman, and I gave one to each of your children.
Okay. Well, that's cool.